Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 5th grade concept of multiplying decimals. This is standard 5.3E in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 21 off the 2019 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem on your own, unpause it, and then we will look at our answers together. So we have Mr. Nolan, and he is buying some shirts. So we have 2 adult shirts, and those cost $36.95 each. We've got 5 youth shirts. Those are $23.95 each. We need to find the exact amount of money that he spent. Let's estimate first, though. So I'm going to draw these big rectangles. These are going to represent my adult shirts. So $36.95 for these big ones, $36.95. And then I've got these small ones, and I'm going to draw 5 of them here. These are going to represent my youth shirts because they're smaller. And I'm just going to put $23.95 and then draw arrows. I don't feel like writing that every single time. So if we wanted to, right, we could estimate, we could do a pretty big estimate here. We could say that this $36.95, we can say those are about 40 each. Round those up to the nearest $10. And we could just round these down to the nearest $10 as well and say that they're about 20 each. So I round it up, round it down. It's going to be an estimate. Let's see if we're close. So let's see, 40 and 40 makes 80. And then 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So looks like it's about 180. So I'm kind of split between D and C as my 2 options. But there's no reason really to guess. We can go ahead and either, we've got 2 options here, right? We can either line this up here, $36.95, and we could just do big addition problem. That would work. We could do $23.95 down 5 times. Probably what would be a little bit simpler would be to go ahead and just do the multiplication. And we're going to have to do 2 different sets of multiplication. One for the adults, one for the youth. So let's see what that looks like. I've got $36.95. This is the adult shirt, so there's 2 of them. I'm just going to multiply it by 2. So what we do when we do that is we just pretend like that decimal's not there. We just do 3,695 times 2. So 5 times 2 is 10. We've got 18, that's 19. That's 12, that's 13. And then we get 6, that's 7. So it looks like 7,390. That's a lot. But remember, we had this decimal right here. So the thing with multiplying by decimals is you look to see how many digits are behind the decimal in the factors. I've got 1, I've got 2. This is really 2.0. There's nothing behind that, so just 2, which means I need 2 digits behind the decimal in my product. So this is 7390 is what that is. I'm going to write that right here, 7390. Now I've got a little bit of a bigger problem here. I've got this 2395. Need to multiply that by 5, but we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pretend like that decimal is not even there. We're going to pretend it's 2,395 times 5. So 5 times 5 is 25. Let's see, we've got 9 times 5, that's 45, 47. Add that 2 back in. 5 times 3 is 15. Add that 4 back in is 19. 5 times 2 is 10. Add that 1 back in, 11. So it looks like 11,975. Same thing though. Check our decimal. I've got 2 digits behind the decimal in the factors. So I'm going to bring it in once, twice. I've got 2 digits behind the decimal in the product. So it's 119.75. So let's add that, 119.75. Now we'll get our real answer. And we're just going to add, definitely not multiply. That's 5, 16, 13, 9, 193.65. My answer is D.